So, welcome to the Business Spotlight Series. My name is Steve Chiama, and I'm the franchise owner for Action Coach Business Coaching here in Fairfax, Virginia. I'm your host today of the Business Spotlight podcast. And today I've got the pleasure to introduce Richard Stevens, the CEO and founder of Cloud Matrix IT, as my guest. And today we're going to talk about Richard's business, his journey into business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek into what it's really like to own and operate and build a business. So if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when a new show like this drops. So Richard, welcome to the show and thank you for being here today.
Thank you
Please
so much.
give us please give us a little bit of background about who you are and tell us a little bit about the business.
Sure. I've have a kind of an interesting background when it comes to the career path. I was a combat photographer for about 8 years in the Marine Corps, and which really is how I got my start into technology. In the Marine Corps, we don't get a lot of resources and funds. They're just like, hey, go do this and figure it out. So a lot of what I learned was from the ground up. Obviously when the Marine Corps and most of the military kind of transitioned to digital, we had to learn, how to manage files, how to set up a
Yeah,
network,
yeah.
manage software, the whole nine yards. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where I got my introduction into technology. So fast forward to now, I've been a data center engineer for about ten years working for companies like the Coast Guard as a contractor, Cigna Health Insurance, and then after that is when I got into a partnership with another IT firm that I worked at for about 4 years, and then after that I started my own firm. So it's been a little bit of an interesting path, to get to this point. The biggest thing I think that helped me in starting my own company was you know, my clients, the clients that I've worked with, I brought on board, to that other firm when I was working there. And when I told them that I was going to be leaving, their biggest thing was like, well, where are you going? What are you going to be doing? You got an
Mm-hmm.
NDA, or because where you go, we go.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really kind of the deciding factor that was like, hey, you need to go see about this opportunity and
Mm-hmm.
see where it leads. So Cloud Matrix IT was born, and the I think the best part about what I do, yes, for the most part, 95% of the time I love what I do. The other part is like Office Space, rerun where you're killing a printer with a baseball bat, out in the middle of some field. But yeah, no, I love what I do. There's a lot of pros and cons to that, but for the most part, definitely love what I do. But the biggest driving force, I think, is just helping people do what they do best and do what they love and not have to worry about, technology, impeding that or bringing, causing
Yeah.
such big disruption in their business to where
Yeah.
they just can't do what they love. So I think
Yeah.
for me, starting this company, that was the biggest driving force. We're a managed IT and technology consulting company that will manage, your entire infrastructure, give you resources for support, but also give you a complete cybersecurity platform, not just for your devices and the things that you use every day, but also your cloud environments. A lot of our platform ties into those, and it's providing that kind of comprehensive platform that I think folks really kind of connect with and really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate.
Good, 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 good. Let's give the listeners a little bit of context about your business. I want a little bit about the structure, solo owner, partners, investors, any of that kind of what's the structure that you've got right now?
Yeah, of course. So it right now it is just myself. When I started the company, it was just me. I've got a couple guys that do help out.
Hmm.
But for the most part, having only been in business for about 2.5 years or so, still a startup, still
Hmm.
in a way. So, a lot of our focus now is on scaling and that growth and,
Hmm.
getting the right clients that fit
Hmm.
with us. Um, no outside investors obviously at this point.
Hmm.
It's just, it's laser focused on the growth and getting the
Hmm.
right that really want to make a technology strategy a part of their business. So that's
Hmm.
generally what we see.
Okay, very good. So I was going to ask, how many of the hats do you wear in this business? But I'm speculating from what you just said, pretty much all of them.
For the most part, yeah, it's every single hat for the most part. Some of the the technical side of things, I can put off on some other people, but for the most part, yeah, it's every hat.
Yeah, yeah, okay. But you've also come from a couple of big organizations, so you know that there are hats to get rid of. Are there any particular hats you're looking at right now to get rid of in the near future?
When I did back in the day have a photography business, but it was nothing like what I do today.
Hmm.
So I already had kind of an idea of what it took to really run a business. However, with this, I enjoy learning every aspect, but I have to be honest, the marketing and uh, just the constant, content that you have to create and share, just
Hmm.
the that part is probably my least favorite
Hmm.
to do. So that's probably one hat I'm really looking forward to not doing a lot of, even though
Hmm.
that's for now, that's
Hmm.
my hat, and that's probably one of the more important things I could be doing with
Hmm.
my time. So it's a love-hate kind of relationship,
Hmm.
Will.
Hmm. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
that would
Cool.
be
Cool. Let's talk a little bit about the customers. Who is the kind of customer that you serve best?
that's a great question. A fantastic question. At least with the managed IT space,
Hmm.
the I think who we gel with, the most are going to be, you know, uh, C-level executives, business owners, guys that understand that, you know, we have to use technology to do our business.
Hmm.
99% of businesses use some form of technology to do what they do, whether
Hmm.
it be, hardware, software,
Hmm.
cloud products,
Hmm.
all kinds of things that they can use. Um, and because of the advantages that come along with technology, it's just exploding, right? You'll have mobile apps to do what to help you do, run your business. Um, you know, CRMs, PSAs, all these things that you do, whether you're using that stuff in-house for your own employees or whether you're using it for your clients or customers. So, I think the the business owner that really gets that and knows that what they don't know, and they are the ones that I think really, once they see how important managing the technology is and how much it can really, benefit their business in a lot of different areas. Those are the guys that I think we really connect well with because then they see the
Hmm.
value
Hmm.
of what we do. More times than not, like with the way we're a proactive, managed IT firm. So
Hmm.
generally we're fixing things and doing things way ahead to kind of prevent those problems. So
Hmm.
we set up a monthly fee for them depending on the scope of their technology.
Yep.
A lot of times that fee is recouped from a business that has never had any kind of IT management whatsoever. The
Hmm.
amount of time and resources that you lose with technology problems, which again translates into revenue that you are now losing, at the end of every year, it adds up, to quite a bit. A lot of times our fee, fits right in with that. So, they really recoup a lot in that first year of partnering. They'll see a good 5, 6% of their total revenue that they'll
Hmm.
recoup just by, getting efficiencies in place and, automating some of their daily tasks, whether it's through
Hmm.
AI or something else. But once they really see that value or that value's there in all those different areas, that's when it kind of, clicks and they're on board. So I think folks that really kind of get that, that's someone that we work well with.
Is there any particular size business or industry niche that you find is attracted to your offers most frequently?
Sure, yeah. Our IT Protect platform was built from the ground up,
Hmm.
and it really is designed to be comprehensive for business owners that,
Hmm.
use a lot of technology but don't really know how to properly configure
Hmm.
it, and then, close
Hmm.
those gaps in security, things like that.
Hmm.
So, for me, it works well in a lot of different spaces. For us personally, we deal with a lot of trades, associations. Believe it or not, the trades is the one industry that uses a ton of technology, but they don't really understand the background or know how to configure it properly.
Yep.
So, and with most companies that rely on technology, you know, we typically fit well with 10 to about 150 employees. So
Hmm.
that, alone is going to create a lot of overhead when you're trying to manage all the
Yeah.
technology. Whether it's an issue with an account or an issue with a computer that one of their employees, can't do work, or you have a larger IT outage where most of your business is kind of shut down at that point. You're still, as a business, you're still paying them to be there, you're still paying for the
Hmm.
benefits, all those things, but
Hmm.
they're not able to do what they do to generate, that income. So, it really lends itself well to those that are in that 10 to 150 employee range or endpoint range,
Yep.
um, and that you rely on a lot of technology. At this point, I think most folks look at the IT guy or tech, support help desk kind of services as very limited in scope. But with all the different SaaS products out there right now, software as a service, whether it's Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace or just an online service that you partner with to provide for your clients, all of those things require proper configuration as well.
Hmm.
Security, MFA, all those things need to take place. So I think for those that are really rely heavily on technology, partnering with a managed IT firm can be one of the best decisions you ever make
Yeah.
because it's really going to help you get out of that, space where you're trying to troubleshoot,
Hmm.
technology issues or one of your accounts got compromised and now you're trying to clean that up. And so I think for those, and that could be, industry wide. So
Hmm.
while traditionally managed IT firms work in just a very limited scope, the services really lend itself well to those that are really rely heavily on technology. And of course, we have a strategy aspect of our IT Protect platform that will really work with them and create a technology strategy that makes sense for their business.
Yep.
So along with that comes, understanding their business, understanding how they make money, understand how they provide for their clients. So that way, when you're strategizing and building a technology strategy for them, you can pick the right path that makes sense for them.
Good, 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 good. Just kind of thinking about your journey through this process for the business. What's been the most memorable business hurdle you've had to cross?
In terms of working with my clients or just getting my own business kind of
Getting
up.
your business rolling.
Yeah, I think the biggest hurdle is just letting people know that you exist, which
Mm.
kind of goes back to that marketing aspect and getting yourself out there.
Hmm.
You can have the greatest thing ever, something that really works well and
Hmm.
provides a ton of value. But if
Hmm.
people would exist, then that kind of defeats the point.
Hmm.
I think the biggest hurdle is just getting out there and letting people know that this thing exists and it can help you with XYZ and solve these
Hmm.
technology challenges, that you're dealing with. Um, I think that's probably the biggest hurdle that I've that I'm still kind of working through and
Yeah.
while a lot of people know we exist in the greater scheme of things, still a lot of people don't know. I think the biggest part of that, and just aside from letting people know that we exist and we have this awesome platform, is education. From a business owner's perspective, you're good at what you do. And that's like what your niche is, and that's what you do. But
Hmm.
when it comes to technology to support your business, honestly, where do you begin, right? That's
Hmm.
what I hear a lot. I really don't know where to start, or, you know, I understand what MFA is, but I really don't know how to manage it or deploy it properly. So you have a lot of these things that is a instant block to a lot
Hmm.
of business owners, and it prevents them from, you know, one, providing for their employees, providing for their overall business, and getting over that hurdle to just focus on growth, focus on what you do, and so that's what we try to do is take that burden off their hands and support them with the right technology that's going to help them achieve their business goals.
Got it. Got it. Cool. 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 Use it. So kind of flipping the side of that question. What's the future look like? Looking at 5, 10 years, what's your business plan look like? Where do you see yourself going?
Absolutely. The first year that we started, we had a really good start. I actually had to
Hmm.
kind of slow down just a little bit, and just, kind of control those levers a little bit better.
Hmm.
Growth has been, going really well the last couple of years. I'd say probably in 5 years, we're probably going to look at least a few 100% growth,
Hmm.
which is, yeah, is exciting. But
Hmm.
also that, obviously that comes with its own challenges. But
It does. Yeah.
yeah, we're definitely one of the things that we're looking to do is, just diversify a little bit more in the different sectors, different markets. And most of our clients are spread out throughout the United States. So,
Hmm.
we do have some local clients here in the area, but for the most part, our clients are all spread out throughout the United States. We work really well with, as a dedicated IT team and technology advisor to those guys. Excuse me. But we also work well with co-managed environments. We have a few
Hmm.
clients where they do have an IT resource on site within the organization, and they're good at what they do. And then we kind of provide the enhancement and the enterprise level, support to help them do what they do. So it just, they have that internal resource, but they also have us as well. So, you know, uh, 5 years, definitely we're looking at a lot of growth. Um, Personally, for me, the plan is to grow a company to a point where a larger managed IT firm, can purchase us. So,
Okay.
um, build something really, amazing, really awesome that provides a lot of value.
Hmm.
And at some point when it's right, I can transition out of that,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
kind of relax and, take a step away from the grind, if you will.
Yeah. 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 All right. So just kind of thinking from there, you haven't gotten into it for a really long period of time yet. So this question might be a little premature, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If you were at the point where you were going to start up your business today,
Mhm.
is there anything you would do different that you've learned there's a better way?
Um, Yeah, no, that is a great question. And I think I have a couple of those, a couple of those things. One would be don't obsess about the details. Get started, get your foundation and run with
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
Make as many mistakes as you can.
Hmm.
Don't be afraid to run into a wall, trip, fall, blow things up, like just, especially early on, so
Yeah.
I love the idea of failing early and
Yeah.
failing as much as you can,
Yeah.
because you know once you do, probably won't do it again.
You
So get
fail
all
your
that
way to success.
right, right. So I think
Yeah.
one of the biggest things would definitely be, fail as much as possible and
Hmm.
just, just
But
go,
learn from it.
but learn from it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. 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 So before we wrap up, let's hit a few rapid fire questions and see what kind of fun we can have with these.
Let's do
Um,
it.
what would you say is the key to success for you?
Yeah, so obviously I have my goals for this company and the goals
Hmm.
that I want to accomplish. But I try to remind myself every day, that, this is a gift. It's a luxury to do
Hmm.
this. It really is a gift. So that, and combined with, don't forget to live a little, right?
Good.
Focus on the work, which is great. Focus on building this, focus on the grind. It takes a ton of dedication, a ton of
Hmm.
work. But find what you do like
Hmm.
really well that you really love, and turn it into a business. And then,
Hmm.
for me, that's really helped because I
Hmm.
really enjoy helping people, solve their technology issues so they can just do what they do. You
Hmm.
know, one of the coolest aspects I think of being a managed IT firm is you can work with all kinds of different clients, right?
Hmm.
So many different types of clients you can work for. So it's to me, it's rewarding to see, what we do for them allows them to do what they love. You know,
Hmm.
learn a little bit about, what they do, how they provide for their clients and what
Hmm.
drives them. That's a huge thing for me. So,
Hmm.
and I kind of want to keep that with the the kind of ethos that we have and kind of keep that, the drive for everyone that works for this company that,
Hmm.
you know, so at the end of the day, love what you do
Hmm.
and you'll never work a day in your life, they say.
Okay. If you and I were having coffee at a coffee shop, and there is a coffee shop kind of sort of down the street, we were
Mhm.
having coffee down at that coffee shop. Somebody walks in and he's talking to his friend about starting up his new business. What's one piece of advice you would give him?
Um, I would say that if you have resources that you can reach out to, exhaust that.
Hmm.
Ask a million questions to
Very
anyone
good.
that you can that you have access to that you think might be a good resource for you, even the ones
Hmm.
that you think aren't a good resource. One of the things that I try to remind myself is that you can get good pieces of advice from bad locations or
Hmm.
not bad people, but people that you don't think does really well at this or does really well at that. Like you can still get good pieces. So anytime I go to like a conference or go to a networking group or anything like that, I enjoy meeting people that, have a different take on things. They do things completely different. And I like to pick and choose things that might fit, within, our company. So
Hmm.
be open, ask millions of questions, and just, keep grinding, and
Keep it moving.
keep it moving. Yeah. So, and don't be, it took me a few hours to start this business. It was pretty easy once you get going. But yeah, don't let fear, control you. Just
Very good. Yeah, that's an
those would
important
be
one.
little pieces of advice.
Yeah, yeah. Fear stops us from doing many things, actually, as it turns out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's one book you're reading now or read recently that's had impact on how you're driving the business forward?
Oh, there was a book I read not too long ago. It was, what was it called? Uh, I think it was like not what, but who. Essentially, it was getting the right folks in the right position.
Who,
Uh,
not how?
yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
been a little while, but yeah, I
That's a
think
good book. Yeah.
yeah, no, it really helped me kind of get that perspective of what the future looks like and getting the right
Hmm.
people in place for that.
Hmm.
Um, But I think that's important just because, you're going to have people that are good at all kinds of different things. And so, as a leader and someone that's running a business and you want to be successful, you really have to have that mindset of like, what are your, what are your the things you're good at, and let's put you in the best position possible to succeed,
Hmm.
whether
Good.
you're working for me or working for someone else, like I want everybody to succeed and do a good job, So for me, I think that was a really good book.
It's an interesting way to look at it, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of ways to look at things, but that's definitely you can't go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah, good, good, good. So you've had a good journey so far in this business building
Mhm.
universe.
So far.
Of what you've accomplished so far, what are you most proud of?
That I'm still able to do this.
Hmm.
I think that's probably what I'm most proud of.
Hmm.
We're, I believe I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I am.
Hmm.
And fortunate to have the clients that we have too.
Yeah.
We do, obviously we don't just take on any client. They really have to fit kind of what we're looking for in an ideal client.
Hmm.
Um, and we're very fortunate that the clients that we have, really understand the value of technology
Hmm.
management. They get the risks that are out there if you
Hmm.
don't manage it properly.
Hmm.
Um, I think the stat is around 65% of businesses that have a major cybersecurity incident in their business go out of business within 3 to 6 months because they can't
Yeah.
handle what's going on and they can't really recover. So
Hmm.
that's a crazy stat.
It
And
is.
think it's just, most business owners, they're good at what they do and they focus on that. But because they have to, not have to, but if you don't use technology, it just brings so many benefits. So if you are going to use it, you have to understand the risks and the pitfalls that come along with that, and understand that that could really take your business out. And it
Yeah.
seems like every other day we're reading about, small businesses that get taken out and just can't recover.
Yeah, that's true. And there's a lot of traps in this game. And that yeah, you're right. Those are
I'm
some of
just
them.
happy to still be able to do this and have the clients that we have. And I think the future is definitely bright for Cloud Matrix IT. We have a lot of really cool things coming out for the platform for our clients.
Hmm.
Um, we add things every now and then that just it enhances what they're already getting. And a
Hmm.
lot of times it's folded into their contract, so they're not really, they're not paying additional for that. So yeah, we really tried to build a platform that, covers things like email security, multi-factor authentication, endpoint, detection and response. We have a fully managed SOC behind us that, helps. I've definitely got a few stories I can tell you about that. Yeah,
Cool, cool, cool. Attitude of gratitude. Good place to begin.
definitely.
Following up on this, if you had a magic wand and you could significantly improve one thing in your business, one area of the business, what would that be?
Um, I mean, aside from the marketing aspect of it, which every business kind of struggles with,
Yes.
and just getting your name out there, like that'll happen over time. So I'm not too worried about that. Um, we're always one of the biggest foundations of Cloud Matrix IT is how we partner with our clients. It's not just that's IT support. Like
Hmm.
we try to really focus on the client relationship.
Hmm.
So our client success manager will regularly meet with our clients, like the end
Hmm.
users, not just the managers or C-level execs, or the owners. We really try to meet regularly with
Hmm.
everyone in the trenches, right? Because we want them to know that they have a resource that they can reach out to,
Good.
um, how to do it, that they're comfortable reaching out. So I think, one thing that I would love to always keep improving on is that aspect of the relationship that we have with our clients, because to me we used to consult with a lot of MSPs and managed IT providers that didn't have that relationship aspect. They were just tech, they stayed tech. It was like, okay, just go to tech support to fix it, and then that was it. So
Hmm.
we did a lot of work with consulting with other providers on how to really strengthen that relationship. And
Hmm.
that's, like I said before, that's where, that's one of the bigger driving forces of starting the managed IT firm at my last company,
Hmm.
um, is to build that relationship. Because at the end of the day, people do business with people that they like, and that they can trust.
That
So
is true. Yeah.
it's not enough just to be good at what you do. I always say that providing technical support and that, you know, um, IT foundation and management is just a given. That's what we're supposed to do.
Hmm.
What I really want to focus on is the end client. So it's not an uncommon thing for us to send a little, gift basket or something nice to our clients
Yeah.
when they maybe have one of their kids graduate college or something like that. We
Yeah.
we drop notes and things all the time. Some of our clients do a lot of podcasting and things like that, so we'll send them like these nice mics and things like
Yeah.
lavaliers, stuff like that, microphones. And so yeah, we love to enrich the client relationship that way, and just
Hmm.
really let them know that, hey, they really have a technology partner that's got their back.
Awesome. 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 That gift package is a really good thing to be thinking about. Not very many people think about it from that perspective. That's a very good one.
Absolutely.
All right. So, most important question.
All right.
How can people who want to know more most easily get in touch with you?
Sure. They can always shoot us an email at info@cloudmatrixit.com. They can check out our LinkedIn company page or my LinkedIn company page. Obviously, the website, cloudmatrixit.com, has a ton of information on it.
Good.
One of the things we recently launched is a AI technology advisor that can
Hmm.
help answer questions about what should you be doing for your business technology wise. It's free.
Hmm.
Go
Hmm.
on the website and just click on the icon, start chatting with it, and
Hmm.
it will actually ask you questions as well about your company and how you are currently managing things. But it's really we really created it so that managers and owners can kind of get a sense of what do I need to do or what do I need to be looking out for, not just to protect, my employees and to protect my company, but also to help manage like issues when they, pop up with technology. Like, what are the
Hmm.
things I should be doing? And then, of course, if you want to reach out and, we can dive down the rabbit hole even more. That's the ultimate goal. But we wanted to build something that was, free and just a part of that education piece of
Good,
our foundation. Yeah.
good, 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 good. All right. So last question. What's most inspiring to you today?
Definitely when I see other other business owners, other people helping, just providing help.
Hmm.
Asking for anything in return, just being helpful. I mean, that
Hmm.
really energizes me a little bit more to do what I do because
Hmm.
anybody that runs a business knows what the grind is like. And you especially know if you're 10, 15 years into it, you know
Hmm.
get there. So that's definitely something that just energizes me is just people being helpful and wanting to see other people succeed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, businesses kind of isolate themselves
Yeah.
and for me, I mean, I jump on calls all the time, just giving a little bit of consulting away and just saying, hey, this is what you should be doing or things that you need to be aware of, and these are your risks to not doing something, which
Hmm.
are pretty great. So yeah, I think it's just seeing other folks help, help others, and I
Hmm.
think that's really energizing for me.
Fantastic, fantastic. This has been a lot of fun. This is really good. That, by the way, that energizes me as well, although from a slightly different tweak.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's always fun. It's been a great conversation, and you've shared a great story. So thank you very much for that. It's been very good. For the audience, I'm going to encourage everybody who's been watching to save the show, come back. Richard shared a couple of really interesting points that are really good to go back and think about in your business. So watch it again, take a look at it. And Richard, thank you very much for some of these insights. These have been very good. To the audience, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can get notifications every time we drop a new conversation like this one. So thank you all for joining us. And Richard, thank you very much for sharing your story. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you for having me.